And that's it. Moment of truth. Boom, boom. Okay, we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. It's somewhat. When I was at college, see, I had to do a course in college, a PC building course to get onto the game dev course. This was before university because my GCSEs, which is the exams you do at a British school to proceed in life. I don't know what the lowest letter was, but I got the lowest letters. I remember studying for physical education, and researched a lot about anatomy, and then the actual exam was about sports science, and that's why I hate characterists. Yeah, no, I love characterists, but we had this one college lecturer. Okay, we'll call her Jane, and she had apparently worked on the Tomb Raider game, is what she said. I could never find her name on that, so I don't know if I was looking at the wrong one. I remember looking a few years later. But you know how every lecturer, so at universities or game schools or schools in general, there's a few year groups, right? Usually it's a 3-year program, so you've got your first year, second year, third years. So usually in a lot of these cases, the main lecturer hates one of the groups, can tolerate one of the groups, and likes the other group. You know, that's generally how it goes. And I know that on our college course, our Tomb Raider based lecturer hated our class. I don't know why. Maybe we were just absolute devils. But I did catch strays in regard to this, in terms of her not liking this year group. So one day we had to present some work we had done. And I made Kurosaki Ichigo's Bankai sword, and it looked terrible. It had horrible anti-aliasing. I didn't even know what anti-aliasing was, so I was like, oh yeah, I've got these jagged lines in my presentation. We had to present the work. I've got these jagged lines on my work. Don't know what's happening. I remember, I don't know if things got to a boiling point, but as my presentation was up there, she used the class dynamic to address all of us, to say, hey, you know, what's going on? You guys aren't motivated. You're not going to get a career in this. You've got to fix your attitudes. I didn't even know what I was doing wrong. This was just to the class, but my presentation was up on the board. So I was catching the strays here because she turned around and said, a monkey could model better than this. I'm like, what? Oh, what? What? I mean, it's true, but to come from a lecturer on a student that is learning, that can be very, very like, what you say to me? You know, you get the Undertaker big boot out. But yeah, she had a go at the group, but my work caught the strays because, you know, it doesn't matter if Caesar, the monkey from Planet of the Apes, it'd have to be a pretty clever monkey, but, you know, probably not, just make a cube, it'd be better. But a monkey could model better than me. And I remember that. And a few of my friends from the college time would remember that through university. So if you're a lecturer, be careful what you say to people trying to learn, because for me, I'm generally a bit too stupid to take that the wrong way. Like, I was really bad at college. I was bad for the first half of the first year at uni. And then I started to pick up some steam, right? So for me, I'm just not, even though it's like, oh, a monkey can model better than you, we laughed at it at the time. It's like, what'd you say? You know, what'd you say? But I still remember that. So I still remember that. It's things that if you have good lecturers, you'll remember them. I remember all my good lecturers. I bring them up in videos all the time, and in stories. I remember my not so good lecturers. But yeah, it's last I heard, I think she taught there for a few years more and probably moved on. But yeah, I could never find that name in Tomb Raider. So if you say, you know, you're terrible at 3D, just keep going. That's what I did. Keep going. And you will get there. I've seen it. I've trained enough students of varying starting levels to know that you will get there if you keep going. It doesn't matter how long. I've seen people do it in 2 years, 4 years, all sorts. But yeah, the moral of the story is I was awful. Still am awful. But much better overall to work at professional level. But yeah, if you're developing as a student, hopefully you get a good lecturer, and there aren't too many around, at least in the UK. So when you get good ones, they're a dime a dozen. But yeah, I wonder what she's doing nowadays. Hopefully is not telling people monkeys can model better than her. Like I said, it was probably true, but you should have said, nah, a monkey couldn't model better than you. You take that monkey on in a modeling challenge, boom. All right, monkey, you made a box. I made a box with an extrusion. You can't even hit the extrude button. I don't know how many fingers the monkeys have. They have like 3 fingers, right? So you ain't hitting the extrude button. So, but yeah, that was a long time ago. Sticks with you forever. Hopefully some of the students I've taught remember me in a good light. I don't know, maybe I will be the story of somebody in the future saying that, you know, we had this teacher that looked like Hagrid and he came along and he drop kicked my computer because I did the trim sheet wrong. You never know, but it is what it is.